Last War fans, Dirk Diggler here, and it's time to talk about MG. That's right, Martial Guard. What squads are the best to use against this bad boy? I did some basic testing with the three different squad types, air, missile, and tank, and I moved gear around. I moved my red gear to the squad of testing each time, so the gear is equivalent across the board here. So we keep that in mind as one of the test variables. I also did a little basic test with mushroom base and war fever. So you will see the difference that makes as well. And I think I'm going to do another video where I do the mushroom base and the war fever individually. And then we're also going to try other squads against MG. So right now we're going with fixed squad type. So it's all my UR tank, all my UR missile, all my UR air. So I was going to try a code type squad potentially against MG for the next MG and see how it goes. See the difference it makes if we hit it with a specialized code type of squad. Anyhow, without further ado, let's take a look at the three different hits I did, one with tank, one with air, one with missile, and you guys will see there's a huge difference here. A huge difference here. Mind you, my tech is pretty much the same across the board for my squads. My tank has an advantage in terms of tech, but it makes up because the Kimberly sucks exclusive weapon-wise there compared to Tesla and Diva. So all my squads are pretty much equal when you move the gear around, and it shows in the March power, which you will see in this video. Let's get started. Okay, we're going to start off with the tank squad here. The tank squad was the first attack I did, and you can see here it's March power 48.7, pretty decent March power. You can see the damage done from the attack was 4.9 billion, which isn't bad. You know, that's decent against a level 11 MG. So anyhow, food for thought here. You can see 4.9. Once again, it did have all my red gear on there. So this was the result, sending with tanks, red gear. Mind you, there is no war fever and no mushroom base on this one. So almost 5 billion. Let's take a look at air next. Okay, well, looking at the air squad here, you look at the March power is actually a little bit more than my tank, right? 49.1 for the March power, which is considerably better than my tank March power. But look at the damage done from the attack. 4.5 billion. So like almost 500 million less than the comparable tank squad attack. So this is a good thing to see here. You can see air kind of sucked, basically. No clue on that one in the past. I kind of thought they were all about the same, like I said. But yeah, so 4.5 billion. Lot less than I would have thought. I thought my air squad was my kind of my top squad in terms of March power, and I would have thought it would have done better on the tanks, but of course you can see the matchup down here. We're going up against 3 choppers and 2 missiles, so those 2 missiles are doing quite the job of countering my air squad. Let's go take a look at missile next. Okay, here is our missile squad, 6.4 billion. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. That is quite a bit different. Yeah, quite a significant improvement. You can look, the power is actually the worst out of all of them. So that's quite surprising. Missile does so much better. Let's look at all 3 on the same screen. And here's all 3 of them together. From the left side, you can see we have air. In the middle, we have missile. To the right, we have tank. And you can see comparatively together that missile is significantly better than the other 2 by far. I mean, like, hugely different. So now you see how we did the best. Now, I'm going to show you what happens when I use War Fever and apply the mushroom base. Take a look. And here it is, the missile with War Fever and mushroom base. You can see now it's even more than before, obviously, as we expected. Let's look and compare and contrast the 2 with War Fever and without War Fever and that mushroom base. So on the left, we have the without. On the right, we have with. And you can see the difference the 2 make. we get an extra 300 and something X million and change. So, it looks like it is prudent to use that war fever to your advantage as well as the mushroom base. Now, I'm going to do another MG video where we look specifically at the increase from the mushroom base and look at specifically the increase from war fever. So I'm going to do that here in a couple days when we have the next MG. And then I'm also going to try a specific code-like approach to MG where I form a special squad just to see how they do against this mixed squad. So we'll do a mixed squad against this mixed squad, see if it makes a difference. And I just want to do a little deep dive here as well. Place Fence Fears in the front row. So it wants me to swap Swift and Black Adam around. So maybe we'll have to do that at some point. But, I want you guys to take a look at troop loss as well. Killed is 49. So killed each time, I didn't show it, but each time is about the same. It's 48, 49 for the battle. And you can see, once again, though, that this by far is a significant increase over going air or tank. And you can see the damage done as well here if you're interested in the details in my situation. So my drone damage is decent. Damage taken, equivalent damage. Anyhow, it's interesting stuff to look at if you want to see some of the details there. But once again, we're recommending missile after this. This is clear. You want to have your top squad missile when you hit MG. It's a no-brainer there. Anyhow, Last War fans, Dirk Diggler, MG in the house.